that's all you see is you winning, it's inevitable that you're gonna win. When you're trying to get yourself out of this place and trying to get unstuck, it is not going to be easy. Yeah, summer is over. We are officially going into fall. It is that season. I feel like something about that little switch from summer to fall just gives like, it's time for you to go all in, grind it out for the last couple of months of the year. And we legit have less than 4 months left in the year, less than 100 days. And if that doesn't motivate you enough, that one little sentence, I really don't know what will, because when I hear that, it just does something to me. And for me, every single time that little switch happens to where it's about to be fall, it's about to be winter, I level up some aspect of my life, whether it's fitness, financial, social media, business goals, something changes. And I feel like last year I had a really big glow up physically. The year before that, financially, I got one of my dream cars, which love me for that. But I don't know what it is. Is it like a time crunch? Is it because I know that the year is going to end? But there's something about knowing, girl, you got 3 months left, that just gets me going. And I was recently watching a video that kind of gave me like some insight onto how I get that done every single year, especially around this time. And the video was about the winner's effect, which I did a little bit of research on the book. And basically, it pretty much talks about how when you win, you get like this dopamine effect from winning, and that's what keeps the momentum going. And when I heard that, I was like, damn, that's so true. And to me, I look at it like this. We set these huge goals at the beginning of the year. And then when you're down to like that last little quarter and you realize, okay, maybe I need to take a step back, not saying that your goals aren't achievable, but when you make them smaller and you start getting these little small wins, that's what builds up the confidence and allows you to keep going. And I feel like that's what it was in the past, especially with my business. I always have like monthly revenue goals, and of course you're gonna go crazy in the beginning of the year and say, oh, I want to make $1 million a month. But are you putting in the work to actually make $1 million a month? And if you're not, make your goals more attainable. That way, when you start reaching them and you start winning, you already have like momentum built up, and that ends up going into every area of your life. And I did this with fitness. Once I started getting down to my goal weight and my body started to look the way I wanted to do, in my brain, I knew that I could do it, and I was confident enough to know that not only am I able to get to where I want physically, but financially with my business, I'm also able to do the same thing. And I say all that to tell you that in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what you need to do and how you could use not the winner's effect, but another lesson in this book to help you achieve your goals during this last 100 days of the year, because things still can get done. And I hate when people try to put off things for the new year. Build the momentum now. Start working on your fitness now. Work on your business now. Plant the seeds now. That way next year you're able to reap the benefits. I ate that one little thing. The process that I'm going to talk about that gets discussed in the book is not the winner's effect, but it's the flywheel effect, which basically says that a positive feedback loops that self-reinforce where success leads to more success. To take advantage of this effect, you can celebrate small wins and stack them up every day. And by small wins, I'm not even going to get into anything crazy, but a small win for an everyday person could literally just be making your bed every day. Another small win could be going on a 10-minute walk. The goal is not to get crazy. The goal is to set very small goals that help you win the day. And I've said this before, and I will continue to say it time and time again. You don't just wake up one day and decide, okay, I'm going to post 20 times a day for a week. And then at the end of the week, you're at 1 million subscribers. That is not how it works. It's in the small little things that you do that build up momentum and that convince yourself and your brain that you actually can get to your goals, and that's what keeps you going. A lot of people keep falling off because they say they want to they say they want to lose 50 pounds in a month. Be for real. Now, if you say, okay, I want to lose 1 pound a week, and you lose that 1 pound that first week, you've already got a small win. Now, next week, you're going to even want to go more harder than you did the week before. And I think that that's like the biggest thing that now I don't realize it, but when you take a step back and look at the past actions that you put in from the previous year, and you're like, damn, I was doing that without even noticing. It's actually kind of crazy. I took my monthly goal, which was maybe like 30K, and I knocked it all the way down to 15K. And I was like, okay, let me do 10K because I know I've been at 10K before. So it's a little bit easier to convince myself that I can do it all over again. And then once I actually did hit 10K a month, I'm like, let me do 12. And then I did 12 and I'm like, okay, let me do 15. And that's literally what you have to do. I think that especially depending on what environment you're in, you have to create goals that are attainable first to convince yourself, especially if you have low self-worth and you are not confident in yourself. Try to set these small goals to build up that confidence, and it will go into every other part of your life. I really want to break down the flywheel effect in a way that anyone will be able to understand it. So imagine a big circular machine that's shaped like a wheel. Imagine yourself trying to push this super heavy machine. Obviously, at first, it's going to be very, very, very hard to get it moving. But once you do, it's going to start moving and it's going to get faster, and then it's going to get faster and more faster. And in due time, it's going to be moving on its own. This is the same thing that happens in life, especially when you set these goals. Very, very small and consistent action leads up to very big momentum, and you don't realize it until you're at the goal and you realize the little habits that I put in every single day, the small steps and the little actions that I was taking is the reason that I got to where I was. And I think that by thinking of it that way, of like you pushing this super big heavy metal wheel somewhere, and at first it's going to be hard, I will say that when you're trying to get yourself out of this place and trying to get unstuck, it is not going to be easy. But I don't think that it should. I'm a very big believer in that things that are worth having are going to cause some kind of change in who you are or in your daily habits. And that's the point. I've gotten to a point where I realized like it's not even the end goal. Like when you look back at it, I promise you it's not the end goal. It's who you become in the process, and it's what you learn in the process, the habits you pick up, and just like the process in itself. That is a goal. So in the winner effect, the idea is really, really simple. It's basically saying that the more you win, the more you win. And even if you are someone who posts on YouTube, I feel like YouTube is a great example. So let's say you post a really good YouTube video, people will likely say that it's the algorithm. If you post one good YouTube video, then your next one is going to be good, and then the next one is going to be good. I don't think that is that at all. I think it's the person behind the camera, the person that's creating the content. I think once you create that one good YouTube video and you have that one little small win, you're guaranteed to have another really good YouTube video because you have the confidence to go film another YouTube video, edit it great, title it great, have an amazing thumbnail, and post it, and have the confidence to know my last one just did great. Why wouldn't this one? And then it's the opposite. If you post a video and it sucks and no one views it, you're going to think that one sucked, so this one is going to suck. But once you reframe your mindset to honestly focus on the wins, that's all you see is you winning, it's inevitable that you're going to win. The key to activating the flywheel effect is starting very small. So many people feel, I don't know if it's like shame or you feel like you're too good to start small, but I promise you, if you start small, it's going to be much more helpful than trying really, really hard at this huge goal and constantly not being able to reach it. You're going to become less confident the more and more you try and don't succeed. Rather, you on the flip side, if you're setting a really small goal and you do succeed it, you're building up that confidence and you're proving to yourself and to your brain that you can do hard things and that you are someone who wins often. So this can be something that is so small as reading 10 pages of a book for a week straight. All you have to do is get through a week of reading 10 pages a day. And if you have watched any of like my fitness videos, I always say, if you're trying to start your fitness journey and you're starting from zero, you're starting from scratch, just go to the gym every day for a week. Even if you do not wake up Tell yourself that you're going to go to the gym for a week straight and actually go. The goal is not for you to lose 10 pounds in a week. The goal is for you to prove to yourself that you trust yourself, that you keep promises to yourself, and that you are building up that confidence just by going and getting yourself into the gym. Inevitably, you're going to end up maybe going on the treadmill, stretching, doing something, because that's the environment that you're in. But as long as you're going to the gym, you're keeping that trust with yourself, which ultimately builds confidence. And this is the same thing with this. Set out a small goal. Okay, I'm going to walk for 5 minutes every day. And then actually go and walk for 5 minutes every day. Keep the promise to yourself. Respect yourself enough to keep the promises that you are making to yourself. The goal is not to do this for 1 week and expect to see change at the end of 1 week. The goal is to do it for a week and build momentum, to lay down a foundation of something that you're going to build off of. Do not wait until you get this big goal to celebrate yourself. I am someone who has struggled with this so much. I always diminish like my goals, and I love my friends for this because they always remind me of how hard I work, and they always remind me to celebrate myself and celebrate my small wins. And you have to do that because it's going to be like a positive feedback loop to your brain when you start celebrating. So let's say for me, my goal is 50,000 subscribers in a month. I'm not going to wait until I reach 50K to start celebrating. I celebrated when I reached 10K. I'm going to celebrate when I reach 15K, and I'm going to celebrate when I win 20K, so that I show my brain that you are winning. Winning is normal for you. It's normal for you to continue to grow on YouTube. It's normal for you to reach your goals. This is the new norm for you. I think that that's literally what it's about, rewiring your brain to going from all you do is expect setbacks, all you do is expect to not reach your goal, to training your brain to expect good things, to expect for you to win, and to expect for you to reach your goals. Set those small goals and celebrate your small wins. If you say you're going to read 10 pages of a book every day and you do for the first week, celebrate yourself. Like, even the little small mundane things in life, I think we get so caught up in social media and what other people are doing that we forget to celebrate the small wins, the small daily wins. You got out of bed this morning, you prayed, you journaled, you meditated, you ate your meal prep, you drank your water. That's something to celebrate. Past you couldn't even imagine what you're doing right now. That is literally something to celebrate. Celebrate those small wins so that you can train your brain to expect for you to continue to show up for yourself in that way. Consistency is going to be your best friend, and when that's out the window, you have to rely on discipline. If you keep pushing every day from the moment you watch this video until December 31st, imagine where you will be. The days when I do not want to get out of bed because it's freezing cold and it's so dark outside, I close my eyes and I'm like, imagine where you're going to be in December. Imagine where you're going to be by your birthday. Imagine how good you're going to look, how good you're going to feel, how accomplished you're going to feel. Immediately, I snap out of it. You have to focus on what you said you were going to do and not how you feel.